Good evening, everybody. It's great to be with you. And these are the kind of lives that I look forward to when we're not just doing calls to action because we're angry about something, but calls to action because it's incredible positive news. And I want to give a few minutes for people to jump on. And I know that several of you have been sending messages asking, give me the details. Can I get the details now? And we wanted to hold them until we had them set and knew when we were going to be able to launch the information. So, can everybody shoot out a few comments? Make sure those are coming in. Looks like they are, so we're good to go. So to just take you back just about a week or 10 days ago, I had noticed that there was going to be a tour called America's Comeback with Nigel Farage, Mr. Brexit himself, that was going to be touring America. And the first thing I did was I looked and saw where in the world is he going to be at? And I realized he was going to be here for about 6 weeks. And it turns out he was Palm Beach, Chicago, Tulsa, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Dallas, San Antonio, Phoenix. And I went through that whole list there and I thought, what is missing from here? What's missing is Michigan. And through all of my travels this last year, both around the state of Michigan and around the country, I have recognized, as I know, because you're a part of it, how special the grassroots are in the state of Michigan. People are recognizing it all over the country. And I know I've talked about it before, but I have to say we are a group of people that are looked upon as to how do you do it? How did you do that unlock campaign? How do you attract so many people willing to actually do something? And of course, recently we talked about the huge success that we had with a 97% positive identification rate on the unlock signatures. And of course, we're in a court situation now, but has nothing to do with what we, the people, accomplished. So I immediately thought I've got to get in touch with the people at Freedomworks because I happen to work with them in a national frontline calls and meetings that happen with other grassroots organizations around the country. And I said, you know what? You can't have a tour like this without a stop in Michigan. And obviously the tour had been set for a little while. And we set out on about a 24 to 48 hour whirlwind to say, how could this possibly happen? And I got to say, the stars had to have aligned just right. I said, could you provide a date or two? And then I have to look for a venue that's going to be able to hold this event, especially on fairly short notice. So the date came out. It is indeed Friday, the 14th of May, which is a great day of the week. A lot of these others are during the week. And it also, then I had to find a venue and I made a call to the incredible patriot, Joel Langlois, who owns the Deltaplex in Grand Rapids, as well as other event centers, and said, Joel, I need to find out if you have a venue that we could hold an event like this. It's going to be a protest for freedom event, 2021's kickoff, and what a kickoff that it will be. And it turns out he had a venue or one of his event rooms that we could utilize. We spent Saturday on the phone with Freedomworks, arranging the details and working everything up. And then Monday, I was down at the Deltaplex with their team, going over exactly how this will look and get the ticket stuff and information around. And that's kind of where we have come through today. So where we are, again, is we've set the date. As you know, it's the 14th of May on Friday. That would be a week from Friday. It is going to be a 6 p.m. that the doors will open. The event will start at 7 o'clock. And for those of you, I'm sure that there are quite a few of you that certainly have heard of Nigel Farage. Not only is he Mr. Brexit and was the individual who led the Brexit movement, as you know, the parliament did everything they could to stop the people from taking back their own country from the European Union and the control of the European Union. The parliamentarians wanted to continue to have that. Does global governance sound familiar to all of you? Well, it's the same kind of situation that he had there. And as you know, there was a vote in 2016. President Trump went over and actually went out and campaigned on behalf of Brexit with Nigel. And even up until the night of the election, it was said that there's no way this is impossible. The people would never vote to leave the European Union. It'd be it would affect their economy at such a drastic pace. Does that sound familiar? And sure enough, Brexit was passed that they would leave the European Union. And it kind of did for us as individuals. We realized it is possible, regardless of what the media says. It's possible, regardless of what basically the politicians say in Lansing or in Washington about what can happen and who could be elected president of the United States. And so in 2016, Brexit actually changed a lot of our opinions, and it certainly changed a little bit of it in the media. We know that on election night, 2016, they still didn't believe that it was possible, but we all know what happened. So, what is transpired since then in Great Britain? Well, the Parliament decided we don't care really what the people say. We are going to continue to battle this Brexit situation until maybe we change the Parliament, and then maybe we'll do another vote because we're not going to do what the people voted to have done. And Nigel got involved, and as you know, Boris Johnson got involved and forced the hand. There was another vote, and they soundly again had to vote to leave the European Union, and Brexit was complete. It's why he's called Nigel Mr. Brexit himself. And he is coming in America to talk about America's comeback because he's saying, regardless of what happened in the November election, he wants us to know that we should be encouraged because the people haven't changed. As we've discussed with you, we know where we stand. We know what happened in the fall, but we also know that it hasn't changed, again, who we are and what it is we stand for and what we seek to defend. Our rights, civil liberties, all of those things are items, obviously, that we care about. So we have an opportunity, not only as we're kicking off these stand-up counties, but we are really looking for a gigantic turnout, a turnout where you are going to bring everybody that you know that voted the way they did in November, that believe in freedom and liberty, and we want them to come to the Deltaplex on Friday because what we want to do, because Grand Rapids was the last addition to this tour, we want to set the tone, not just for this tour. We want to have the largest crowd, the most patriotic, the greatest grassroots movement, like we showed at the freedom festivals that turned to protests for freedom last summer. We want to have that kind of an event indoors at the Deltaplex next week on Friday. Again, 6 o'clock, the doors will open, and 7 p.m., the event will start. It will be about a 2-hour overall meeting. So the first things I want to tell you about that is this is going to be a ticketed event, which means tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., the tickets boxes will open. It is going to be deltaplex.com. We will put the link on our Facebook page. We will put it into the event section. We will also put it into this video link, which will be on our locals platform as well as on our Facebook. And then we're going to send it out in an email. If you're getting emails from us, you will get a link to both the video that Nigel did when he arrived into America. He had to spend 2 weeks on an island in order for him to go through what we call quarantine before he could come into Florida. He then went and visited with President Trump at Mar-a-Lago, and now he's going to begin America's Comeback Tour, thanks to Freedomworks, who again is an incredible supporter of grassroots organizations around the country. So we need you to buy tickets. The tickets are only $15. The reason we're doing a ticketed event, number one, it does cost for an event place like the Deltaplex. But more importantly, we wanted to make sure that we don't end up with people scooping up fake free tickets and not showing up and affecting our attendance like happened in last fall. The second reason is we want to be able to control the crowd because we know sometimes we plan for X amount and twice as many people show up. And in this case, we want to make sure they can all get in the building, and we want to make sure that we have the adequate seating and everything prepared if indeed the crowd shows up like we believe they will. So we're asking you to mark it down today, 10 a.m. tomorrow, go online, purchase your tickets at deltaplex.com. You can also go right onto where you're watching this live onto our Facebook page. There will be a link there right under this video at the top, pinned to the top, that will be where you can get tickets. It'll be the graphic for Nigel's America's Comeback Tour. And you'll see the link right there that'll say get tickets here. And then we'll keep you abreast of what is happening. We'll do a lot of media. We're going to push this out because we want to pack that building. So that brings me to the next step. Last year, what did we talk about doing when you came to an event? Leave your signs at home, number one, so everybody else can see. And number two, because it's pure patriotism, that's what this is about. So what do? You bring your American flags. Everybody bring an American flag like you do, indoor, outdoor. We want you to bring those flags so you can wave them proudly as proud Americans in that event, and wear your Stand Up Michigan gear, your hats, your shirts, And the great news is we're going to have merchandise for sale at the event. When the doors open at 6, there'll be merchandise tables so that you can not only buy the t-shirts, long sleeve, short sleeve, but we also have added some car flags, some outdoor flags, as you might have seen on the website. And we've got some other items as well that are have added, and they'll be for sale prior and in the early part of the actual event as well. There will be other speakers, somebody else from Freedomworks. He's an incredible speaker. I heard him at an event in Florida. His name is C.L. Bryant. He has a talk show. He is also a pastor out of, I believe, Louisiana, but he has an incredible message that ties in both the history of our country, where we stand today, how we need to stand together. And so he will be speaking there as well. Obviously, I will be talking. Tammy will be there, as well as other individuals from Freedomworks as well. So this will be a terrific kickoff to not just the Kent County event, but we know there will be people from other counties. Our goal is to identify leaders in each of these counties so we can immediately activate people within your community. So if you want to be a leader in your community, even before you get there, go to standupmichigan.com. You'll immediately see Stand Up Counties. There'll be a drop down by your county. Fill in your information, and then check the boxes of the area that you'd like to be involved, because we'll explain a little bit of this next Friday night. But again, we're going to activate all of our people collectively. We're looking for 500 people per county identified as Stand Up Michigan members, grassroots members that are going to be activated to do things and positively in your community. Again, we've talked about that a little bit. Pay it forward, positive things, shop local. We're going to do things in your community, clean up the parks, raise money for certain things in your community, support your law enforcement, other things that we can do positively so that when we do show up at school board meetings, township meetings, county offices, and start to discuss what it is that we, the people, expect them to do there, then we're going to have real credibility. And at the same time, we're going to help our recovery, which is why this America's comeback is perfect. We are ready to come back. We are ready to go back to normal, to live our lives, have the government get out of our way, let the free market work, which we believe is going to happen because we can make it happen. And so I thank you all. I don't want to spend a lot of time on here, but I do want you to make sure you share this video. I want to make sure that you invite as many people, buy some extra tickets and give them away to coworkers, or especially if you know people that helped out in that Unlock campaign, if you know people that sat at a table and would appreciate being able to hear about America's comeback from somebody who did it both in our country and did it across the pond over in Great Britain, then I want you to invite those people and bring them. Again, the tickets are only $15. They'll be on sale tomorrow at 10 a.m. They will be on sale right up until the day before the event. On the day of the event, they will be $20 at the door. So we are going to have tickets at the door, but they're going to cost a little more. And the reason is they are going to then occupy the box office, obviously, to sell those tickets. And so if you want to buy a batch of tickets, you can also email and we can get a batch of tickets purchased. We can put them onto a square and print those and have them mailed to you. And we know that some grassroots organizations, some freedom event groups that are out there wish to buy them for their people that have been so dedicated to defending and preserving the liberties. If it's a church group, bring a church group. We want to talk about faith and how the church needs to stand up. All of these things will tie in, but the point for Stand Up Michigan is getting people to be signed up to be leaders in your county so that we can blow this up. We have, I think, 6 county kickoff meetings this month. We have 5 scheduled in the next 3 weeks, including Berry County. We have Wayne County. We have Newaygo County. We have Marquette. And I believe we're going to have Livingston County, and it could be Calhoun County as well. There are others that are in the works as well right now, but we haven't set dates specifically for those. If we can identify a number of leaders, a number of counties, we can kick off many more than just Kent County at this event next week, Friday. And then we meet with the leaders to basically talk about a consistent way forward. So a terrific opportunity for us to show our patriotism, to show Michigan and what it is that we stand for, and basically to hold up that badge of honor that we had in, as we're recognized around the country as being a terrific grassroots leading the way in the country as how we stand up and have battled both this governor, secretary of state, and attorney general at every turn. And coming together in big numbers is what gives us the strength and the armor to move forward. So I look forward to you buying tickets. If you have questions, you can send emails. You can send those to info@standupmichigan.com. But everything will be posted right here at the top of our Facebook group. We will have it, our Facebook page, excuse me. We will also have it in locals if you're a local person. And if you want to get an email, because we'll be sending those out twice probably in the next week or so with a link to this, again, go to standupmichigan.com. If you fill out that county list, you'll begin getting the emails immediately. And we look forward to seeing you next Friday. I'll give you an update on how ticket sales are going, but I want to just sell this building out, and I want to set the tone and set the stage for do not forget ever again about bringing a tour of freedom through Michigan, because we the people have stood up. And want to thank you all. Have a great evening, and we will talk to you soon.